Hello, I am Janie Buckland with the West Virginia Few Families United for Education, and I'm getting to talk today with my friend Ashley from Whole Child Learning Academy. Ashley, I'm so excited to get to share all the fun things that you do for learners with our audience. So, we will get started right away. Just go ahead and have you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in this work, kind of what led up to the launch of Whole Child Learning.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I guess you could say that I've lived here in West Virginia my whole life, and I started out in public school here. I'm a certified teacher in West Virginia still. And I taught in public schools for about 4 years before realizing that I wasn't really calibrated for it. I burnt out really fast,
Mm.
and I think it was a lot of compassion fatigue and trying to do all of the things. And so I made the very hard decision to resign at the end of my year 4, and I didn't know what I was going to do next. And so it kind of was me going on this journey of exploration and healing. And I do have a trauma history, and so I was a collector of certifications and healing modalities. Like, I'm a certified life coach, and I've done energy healing certifications and things like that. And I played around for a while, and then eventually I didn't know if I'd ever teach again, to be honest with you. And eventually I realized that I did still want to teach, and so I started tutoring and teaching and doing so online and in person. And I just knew God had more for me. And so I eventually started seeing needs with my students and friends, kids, and things like that, where they just needed alternative learning environments. And so I really developed this passion for creating a whole child learning environment where it could be just for my initial marketing was just for the average homeschooler who maybe their family just needs support.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a place where we would get the academics in and also have the social emotional learning. And so I kind of had this vision before the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit and I sat on it for a while. And, just one evening, maybe in 3 hours, I built the website, and here we are. And the first year I served maybe 15 to 20 kids, and we had a great year, and it's kind of evolved from there.
Wow. I love that you've shared with us some of that transparency and vulnerability that your need for healing. And I think that's probably a piece that many school teachers would find relatable in that it's a lot of stress and pressure. And I imagine that in the classroom setting, especially in a state like West Virginia, that has so many barriers and has just generational poverty and generational trauma for many of our residents. I imagine that many teachers can relate to how that would probably leave you activated in the classroom trying to navigate that. So thank you for sharing that piece. That's brave and lovely of you. And so that kind of led you into this space of seeing the needs of your community, if you will. So you kind of were creating something that was going to respond to the need that you saw. Can you talk a little bit about being able to adapt, being nimble enough to adapt to seeing that need in a way that being in a classroom wouldn't allow you necessarily in a traditional classroom, it wouldn't necessarily allow you to do that.
Yeah, and I knew that homeschooling research supported a shorter learning day, and I wanted to be able to help multiple age groups and, just kind of adapt through it. And so some of our days are, we go through the academics, we focus on reading and math, and we go boom, boom, boom through every subject, every area. But some days we don't have to stick to the lesson plan. And that's what's been the most beautiful about creating this alternative space. We have space and room to play and create and just do whatever supports the students in that time. And what's been beautiful too is I have the family's support. And so they know that some days their kids will have math work, but some days they will be playing. And so it's been great to not also have that scrutiny from administrators and the pressure from the school system, if that makes sense. We still meet goals. I still know the curriculum and what I'm teaching, but we just roll with it. And I think that's been beautiful with it.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've managed to figure out a little bit of embracing the flexibility, if you will,
Mhm.
of the homeschool sector, but partnering it with this accountability measure of, live online tutoring and teaching. So it's kind of you're marrying the best of both worlds with Whole
And
Child. I
mhm.
love it. So tell us a little bit about who you serve, because we got to talk before and I got to hear a little bit more about the way you're structured, if you will.
Mhm.
So if I'm a parent in West Virginia and I am looking to partner with Whole Child Learning as my learning provider, just talk a little bit about who you serve.
Sure. So we serve kids in K through 8 mainly. I am able to support some homeschoolers who may need that middle school level academically. And so I utilize Montessori grouping, which means that kindergarten and first grade are grouped together, second and third, fourth and fifth, and then middle school. And the kids know their grade levels, but we also don't focus on it. We have team names. And so I run through those 4 groups every day. And the beauty of this is that I've been able to place, maybe an older child who struggles in reading in the first grade section. They don't know that it's the first grade section as a helper. And so they're getting those skills, but they're also able to, fulfill that leadership role and develop those kind of skills. And so our grouping really is kind of what sets us apart and makes us special. And we do focus on reading and math, but we integrate the social emotional learning. And I also utilize Google Classroom, which kind of acts as a built-in assessment for, end of the year portfolio reviews, things like that, for parents who opt in for that. I have some families that don't want that. And
Mhm.
I'm not a teacher that believes in busy work and things like that. But if a parent opts in for it for their child, like I hold them accountable to that. And so they can do these meaningful assignments and tasks and STEM projects and share them with the class and all of that. But they can also opt out of that and report cards if they want. So we're flexible in that way. Yeah, so I don't know what else to say except we're super engaging and
Yeah.
yeah.
And so yours is talk a little bit about what all you're offering. You did talk about um, how you cover all 5 subjects. So in West Virginia, we're required to instruct and assess in the 5 main subjects. So in your offerings, are you signing up for all of that instruction?
You are. So I kind of consider it homeschooling in a box. So if you're a super busy parent, you can just get your child online. And half the time, the kids know how to get online better than their parents. And so it's really just simple for parents to get their children on. Like that's the bare minimum. I provide all the instruction. If a parent wants to do the extra tasks and things, they're more than welcome. And so it's really just all inclusive. Some parents will add in additional subjects as they feel fit, but if a parent just really wants it done for them, that's why I exist.
I love it. And so, do you have openings? We're headed into the second semester. So, for those who may be watching who are saying, I need this like yesterday, we're through our Christmas weekend, we're headed into New Year's. I know many parents have children who have been awarded the Hope Scholarship. So, they're looking to partner with a provider that will take Hope dollars. So, can you speak to a little bit about your availability right now for those who might be looking for 2023?
Sure, yeah. So I cap each class at 12 because I do like keeping small groups, but none of our classes are full. We're thriving, but we're not full. So we're definitely welcoming in a lot of kids. And I think what's really cool about second semester is a lot of times we'll get preschoolers who want to start before kindergarten because maybe they're just a little bit ready and things like that. And so I've had preschoolers ready for first grade level by the time we get to the next school year. And so, like, I know that there's age requirements for Hope Scholarship and all of that. But if any parents just want to get their child's feet wet and see how they do in a school environment, I think second semester, even for all grade levels, is a good opportunity for that.
I love it. I love that. So, tell us a little bit about the curriculum that you use. Do you have like a certain pedagogical bent that you try to embrace, or what does it look like for you to kind of design that curriculum for the families?
Yeah, so as a certified teacher and, spending a decade kind of building my own curriculum based on the standards that like I kind of operate on national standards, but I also, go with what the children need in a specific day. And so I have a lot of curriculum that I've purchased throughout the years. And we do have a couple programs that we use and things, but I don't stick to one thing because I've never been the kind of person that aligns with a one size fits all curriculum. And so I know what the kids need to learn, and then I base it off of their needs and we go from there.
I love it. All right, so we're coming up on our time cap here because we want to keep this short enough for people to be able to watch it in a setting. Where do we go to learn more about whole child learning? Where can we find you? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, we're all over social media. We're at wholechildu, the letter u.com. And you can also email me at ashley@wholechildu.com.
Great. We will link to everything in the comments and make sure to direct traffic. I know I've told you I'm looking for options even for my own kiddos. So I'm gonna have to look at Elsie and figure out what she needs for this upcoming year and figure out how that could fit in because I love what you're doing and I appreciate you meeting families where they are. So thank you so much for coming on today and for being a part of this whole transformation of K-12 education in the Mountain State. I appreciate what you're doing.
And thank you so much for having me. This is such an exciting time.
It is. All right, great. Well, have a happy, are we on, is today Wednesday? Have a
Yes,
happy
ma'am.
Wednesday afternoon. Thanks so much, Ashley.
Thank you.